Welcome to Footpeg Diaries.
Yeah, we're having lunch now. Quick food review.
How did you prepare this?
I bought this fish from a pet shop just around the corner in the town here.
Goldfish or koi?
There's two, it's one of each.
I find koi a little
bit salty.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course,
You'll never remember the goldfish taste, but that's why we make
the
you got 3-second taste.
Yeah. We're having a fish at a fish place. Beginning of the show, we're fishing around.
Can I just chip in there?
I see what you did.
The best fish is the ones that you eat next to the ocean, so they can see how we eat their family.
Now, this episode is ocean bound. We are staying next to the coast. We are staying near the coast for most of this episode, and we are going up the west coast. Staan jy? Duidelik. Het jy mee?
I thought that we were inland. So when I saw the ocean, I was quite surprised.
Yeah. We're going up the west coast on a couple of roads that we probably should not take. And I think there's a little bit of a twist later on. I wonder where to. Off we go. We're going to fill our stomachs. Like, you know, you fill your bike, you have to fill yourself up.
Go get them right.
The first part of our trip for this episode will take us from Elands Bay to Lamberts Bay. We're taking the scenic route via the Transnet Service Road, probably the most picturesque railway service road in the entire country. This seaside railway line is the link between Kumba, the biggest iron ore mine in Africa, and the enormous Portnet shipping terminal at Saldanha Bay Harbour. The Sishen-Saldanha line, as it's called, is a wonder of modern engineering. To our surprise, we happened to pass one of the enormous trains carrying thousands of tons of iron ore for more than 1,000 kilometers from the mine to the harbour. What a spectacular sight! We decide to turn around and chase down the head of the snake again. But alas, these nearly 4-kilometer long trains don't slow down or stop for anything. The best you can hope for is a cool selfie as it passes by.
Check, check. Das ist hier.
We continue our route towards Lamberts Bay, nailing it on the last bit of gravel like excited boys that just finished playing with the oversized toy train set of their dreams. We eventually reach the last bit of tar towards Lamberts Bay, and we leave the giant mechanical centipede behind to continue on its southern trek. Our steeds were heading further north up the coast on perfect tarmac.
The appeal of taking photos and videos in small little fish market towns like this is that you don't get to come here very often. You never think when you go to a fish restaurant or you buy yourself a little iron day that you think of where the fish comes from. But when you come to these towns, you realize, hey, it comes from these little towns. But it's also just epic to see places that you've never seen before. And it just shows that why South Africa is the most beautiful country in the world. First, travel here, and then start spending your money overseas, because there's such a lot of gems here. This town is definitely one of them, Lamberts Bay.
So we're at Lamberts Bay, which is another West Coast town on our way to Doringbaai, which is just there. We are just riding some lovely sandy roads, and we are looking at beautiful West Coast scenery. I mean, how pretty is that? Hey? Check the color of the water. One of the richest coasts in Africa. Well, in the world. Black, isn't it? It's time for the last stretch of the day towards our overnight stop at Doringbaai. Just north of Lamberts Bay, we turn left and get back onto the gravel. Ah, some fun again. Roads like these always bring out the mischievous kid in me, and Fani, well, Fani's almost always the target. There are few things better in life than having fun with good friends in the late afternoons on epic gravel roads. As a last surprise, I took the guys on an unexpected detour just before we get to our destination. Let's just say, the fun wasn't over yet. Not by a long shot. Playing in the sand was fun, but the shadows were getting very long. And we decided to rather turn back before we were forced to spend the night in the dunes.
I don't know who decided to take this road. I picked up Houwer's Cap. I'm always the guy stopping to pick up stuff, and now I'm the guy stopping right at the back. Hello? But I'm fine, I think. Fritz, keep going. I can't lift the bike with you there. Yes, I'm recovering. I'm a recovering sandaholic. I think I've recovered enough to never do this again. But I'm gonna have to turn around just there and then out again, with as little damage to the vegetation as possible. Right. The whole plan was to just get the bike to stand up by itself. So that's done. I'm just too tired to do this again.
Okay, what's for you?
Let's see.
Okay, so what are we doing? We're pulling it around that way.
Let's see.
Okay, one, two, three.
It's exhausting, especially after a hard day's ride. But isn't this the perfect place for it to happen? I mean, just look at it.
I know the sand riding is not a competition, and in the previous episode Pierre got all philosophical on the sand riding and they don't need to take too much control in the front, lay in the back, all that deep stuff. I was the one that got the furthest in this sand section. It's deeper sand. Easy. Let me speak. I got furthest from everyone. Pierre dropped his bike. Pierre dropped his bike first from everyone here. Then it was me second. Fine. Give us that metaphorical thing about the sand again.
You were third because Chris got stuck at the turn. Sissy, you won. Fonny stopped.
Yeah,
Fonny stopped right at the top before he hit the sand.
that's what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
No, wah, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. It's helping me though.
Lekker bouwen.
What a memorable day. We eventually managed to get everyone out of the sand and back on the road to our overnight accommodation.
Okay, so here we are at Doringbaai. It's a terrible view, huh? Bower eventually got out of the sand. Now we can spend the night here. Like it, guys? Okay, lost me.
You let them hang,
Lost me.
Sorry.
Ah!
Sorry.
But this was still not the end of our epic day. Jan turned 41 at midnight, and we decided to keep the momentum going till then.
Mense is almal stone sober. Hulle is op hulle halwe van hulle eerste drinks.